Hey there, church, man. I've got some great news for you. I know many of you, you've been waiting and you've been asking, when are we going to go back to church? And I want to talk you through that in just a couple of moments. But before we do that, I just want to start and I want to say, look, if you are at home with kids, you're immunocompromised, or you are just not emotionally ready to get out, I want you to know we get it. My wife is actually going to be staying at home with our kiddos the first week or two as we go through this process of opening back up. And because we're just not able to do everything that I have to do, and her be here as well with the kids and just make it happen. And so it's okay. We get it. You can stay at home. We're going to be providing church online for a while, and we'd love for you to join us there. The church isn't a building, it's the people. And so then whenever you are ready to come back to our physical campus, man, we're going to be ready for you. And the decision that we've made to begin reopening slowly, it's one purely based on ministry. We know that isolation, it can be challenging for our brains and for our spirits. And for those of you that are ready to come back when we begin this process, man, you are going to be reminded in a very real way of how much we are made for this. And my prayer is that maybe this will help you put a stake in the ground and help remind you in critical moments of what really matters. And then maybe even some of those things that don't matter quite so much. Let's talk about the details. We're really looking at two things as we reopen and go through this process. One thing we need is for our governing officials to say yes, and we're able to meet, and here's the guidelines, and we actually have that from them. And so that piece is there. The other thing that we need is that we need to be 100% completely ready with our volunteers, our staff, to provide you with an incredible experience. And that's something that we're working on this week. We're not quite ready yet. And what we're doing, though, is that we're working very, very hard to be as prepared as we can, as quickly as we can, while still being safe. Now, when we open up our location, it's not going to look like it did the weekend before all this started, and it won't look like it probably ever has before. There's going to be some temporary changes, and when you come in, it's going to be a touchless experience. Our staff, our volunteers, for the first couple weeks, they're all going to have masks on. We want to recommend that you bring one as well, and if you want one when you come in the doors, we'll have that option there for you. You'll be able to get one if you would like. There also won't be any refreshments. There's no coffee, no tea, no donuts. Sorry, no free donuts. And we won't be shaking hands with people and hugging. During this time, we're going to actually be suspending Life Kids for the early stages of this. We can't trust those 2-year-olds, right? So you'll be worshiping with and sitting with your immediate family. The last thing, the crowd sizes are going to be reduced in order to honor that social distancing. And because of that, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be counting the number of people on your way into the parking lot that morning by getting a head count from your car to make sure that we have enough space for you and your family to worship together. It'll be first come, first serve. So look, you don't want to be the one showing up 10 minutes into worship. You know who you are on these weekends, right? You want to make sure that we've got room for you, and so you don't want to have to wait around for another experience, so show up early. When's it going to happen? Sunday, May 17th. That is our target weekend, as long as those two things that we talked about earlier are in place. Sunday, May 17th. Number one, our governing leaders say it's okay, yes, social distancing guidelines are in place, that's all okay. And then we're confident we can provide you a great space for your family to worship Jesus together. Why? Why are we opening back up so early? Just like hospitals are open, we see ourselves as a spiritual hospital to meet the needs of the broken and the hurting, the depressed, those looking and turning to Jesus during this time. We are the church of Jesus, and when the world grows darker, right, the light shines brighter, and we are going to be a light in our community. So, one last time, May 17th, that's our target date. Now, what's happening this weekend? It's Mother's Day, and we've got some special moments for our moms planned at Church Online. Hey, Mom, love you. Also, Pastor Craig is starting a new message series called Stay Positive. Now, right now, man, it's just easy to point to all the negative. And instead, we're going to be talking about optimism, finding confidence, having grace and gratitude for others. I love the title for this week's message. It's Enough of the Bad News. And I am so ready to experience that with you. We know our God is good. He is still on his throne, and he is working in everything to bring people to him, to save the lonely, the hurting, and the lost. Thank you for being the church and a light and a hope to others during this time. Man, I'm excited to be with you online this weekend, May 10th for Mother's Day, and then next weekend, May 17th, you get the option. Be here face-to-face, worship with you together, or you can always meet us online as well. And we're going to worship God because we know that whoever finds God finds life.